She shared every moment online until she suddenly disappeared. If you had opened Instagram during the summer of 2021, you probably would have seen a young couple living what looked like the perfect life. A white camper van, endless highways, towering mountains, crystal clear lakes, and two people who seemed deeply in love. Their names were Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. To millions of people, they were living a dream, but behind every smiling photo, there was a reality that no camera ever captured. And before that road trip came to an end, one of them would lose her life. The other would become the center of one of the biggest criminal investigations in modern American history. This is the true story of Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito was born on March 19, 1999. She grew up in New York and was known by her family and friends as a cheerful, creative, and kind young woman. She loved photography, art, traveling, and dreamed of becoming a successful travel content creator. Like many young people, Gabby believed that life wasn't meant to be spent in one place. She wanted to see America, capture beautiful landscapes, and inspire others through her adventures. During her relationship with Brian Laundrie, the two began talking about leaving everything behind and traveling across the country in a converted white Ford Transit van. For months, they planned their journey. They saved money. They renovated the van together. And in July 2021, they finally began the trip they had always dreamed about. Every few days, new pictures appeared online. One day, they were standing beside breathtaking mountains. A few days later, they were hiking through national parks, then camping beneath the stars. To everyone watching, it looked like the perfect relationship. But social media only shows people what they choose to share. It never shows what happens after the camera's turned off. As the journey continued, the relationship between Gabby and Brian slowly became more tense. Small disagreements turned into frequent arguments. The stress of living inside a small van, traveling every single day, and spending every hour together started affecting both of them. Then, everything changed. On August 12th, 2021, a witness called 911 after seeing what appeared to be a domestic dispute involving the couple in Moab, Utah. Police soon located their van and pulled them over. The officers' body cameras recorded the entire encounter. Gabby was visibly upset. She was crying almost nonstop. She told the officers that the two had been arguing and that the pressure of the trip had become overwhelming. Brian appeared calm while answering questions. After speaking with both of them, the officers decided not to arrest either person. Instead, they separated the couple for the night. Brian stayed elsewhere, while Gabby kept the van. At that moment, no one knew those body camera recordings would later become one of the most heartbreaking pieces of evidence in the entire investigation. The next morning, the trip continued. They drove away together once again. To the outside world, everything appeared normal. Their social media accounts continued posting beautiful photos. People liked, commented, and admired the couple's adventurous lifestyle. But behind those smiling pictures, the truth was becoming darker with each passing day. After leaving Moab, Gabby and Brian continued their journey through the western United States. For a while, nothing seemed unusual. They visited more breathtaking locations. They spent time near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming, and from the outside, it still looked like they were chasing the adventure of a lifetime, but something had changed. Gabby's communication with her family became less frequent. The cheerful messages they were used to receiving suddenly became short, unusual, and sometimes didn't even sound like her. Her mother later said that she immediately felt something wasn't right. The text didn't carry Gabby's personality. It was almost as if someone else was trying to sound like her. At first, the family tried not to panic. After all, traveling through remote areas often meant poor phone service. But as the days passed, the silence became impossible to ignore. Then came September 1st, 2021. That afternoon, Brian Laundrie arrived back at his parents' home in Northport, Florida. He wasn't driving his own vehicle. He was driving the white Ford Transit van, the same van he and Gabby had left in together just weeks earlier. But this time, Gabby wasn't with him. Neighbors saw Brian at home. The van was parked outside. Life inside the Laundrie house appeared surprisingly quiet. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away, Gabby's family had no idea where she was. They repeatedly tried calling her. No answer. They texted her. Nothing. They even tried contacting Brian and his family. No one responded. Imagine that feeling for a moment. Your daughter disappears during a cross-country trip. The person who traveled with her returns home alone, and nobody will tell you where she is. Days passed in complete uncertainty. Finally, On September 11th, Gabby's family made the decision no parent ever wants to make. They officially reported her missing. Within hours, police departments, news stations, and social media users across America began sharing her photograph. The case spread faster than almost anyone expected. Thousands of people joined online groups dedicated to finding Gabby. Volunteers searched maps, analyzed photographs, shared possible sightings. People from across the country wanted to help. Then, a crucial piece of evidence appeared from someone who didn't even realize they had captured it. A travel couple reviewing footage from the dashboard camera noticed something unusual. While driving through the Spread Creek camping area in Wyoming, their camera had unknowingly recorded a white Ford Transit van parked near the road. After seeing news reports about Gabby's disappearance, they immediately contacted investigators and handed over the footage. That single video changed everything. Using the location seen in the recording, search teams rushed to the area. For days, investigators searched fields, forests, and nearby riverbanks. Then, on September 19th, the search came to a heartbreaking end. Human remains were discovered in the area. Soon afterward, authorities confirmed what Gabby's family had feared from the very beginning. The remains belonged to 22-year-old Gabby Petito.
To remember the young woman who was found dead a week ago after disappearing.
Gabby Petito vanished on a road trip with her fiance. He returned home.
Walk us through what you think Savannah.
The young woman whose dream was to explore America would never return home. America was in shock. The search that had begun with hope had ended in heartbreak. As investigators examined the evidence, the medical examiner reached a clear conclusion. Gabby Petito had died by homicide. The cause of death was determined to be manual strangulation, along with blunt force injuries to her head and neck. But while investigators now knew how Gabby had died, one question still remained unanswered. Where was Brian Laundrie? By the time Gabby's body was found, Brian had already disappeared. His parents told investigators that they hadn't seen him for several days and believed he had gone hiking in the Carlton Reserve, a vast wilderness area in Florida. Within hours, the focus of the investigation changed. The victim had been found. Now, the search was for the only person known to have been with her before she vanished. For weeks, law enforcement officers searched through swamps, forests, and flooded trails. Helicopters flew overhead, boats moved through the marshes, search teams covered miles of difficult terrain every day. News cameras waited for an update. Millions of people followed the case, hoping that Brian would be found alive and finally explain what had happened. But the days turned into weeks, and there was still no sign of him. Then, in October 2021, investigators made another heartbreaking discovery. Human remains were found in a remote area of the Carlton Reserve. Dental records later confirmed that the remains belonged to Brian Laundrie. Near the remains, investigators recovered a backpack, a revolver, and a notebook. The notebook became one of the most important pieces of evidence in the entire case. Inside, Brian admitted responsibility for Gabby's death. According to the FBI's investigation, the writings confirmed that he had taken Gabby's life. With Brian's death and the evidence recovered from the notebook, the criminal investigation effectively came to an end. There would never be a trial. There would never be a courtroom confession. And Gabby's family would never get the chance to ask the questions that had haunted them since the day she disappeared. The case left a lasting impact across the United States. It sparked nationwide conversations about domestic violence, unhealthy relationships, and the difference between what people share online and what they may be experiencing in private. Gabby's smiling photos inspired millions, but her story also became a reminder that social media often shows only the happiest moments, not the painful reality hidden behind them. Today, the white van has become one of the most recognizable symbols in modern true crime history, not because of the places it traveled, but because of the tragedy it carried. Gabby Petito wanted to spend her life exploring the world. Instead, her story became one that the world will never forget. Sometimes the most dangerous place isn't a dark alley. Sometimes it's beside someone the whole world believes you can trust. This wasn't just another true crime story. It was the story of a dream that ended far too soon. Thank you for watching.